there, everyone. This is Leah from the Rice Center and Eric Amaro from the Waterville Valley Recreation Department. And on this very rainy day, we are going to hang out inside to talk a little bit about amphibian migration.
All right, so our waterproof high-tech IMAX camera is in the shop, so we're indoors right now. But just talking about the annual spring migration of amphibians, so frogs and salamanders, and a couple places to see them are road crossings and vernal pools, and we'll talk about what those are in a second. But days like this, where it's about 40, at nighttime when you've got a little bit of a rain and fog, it's a great time to get out there and try to observe them. So a few things to keep in mind if you are going to go to a road crossing and see them crossing the road. A few things you should have in mind is make sure that you have a few things like a reflective vest. It's always a good idea to have some high-vis colors, hats, and definitely a good headlamp. It's a good idea to talk to your neighbors, let them know you're going to be out on the road. A lot of towns are starting to do amphibian brigades to help certain areas get those amphibians across the road so they don't get run over. And the Harris Science Center in southwestern New Hampshire, check out their website, but they've got a lot of great trainings and online sources. You can print up some of these identification cards, which will help you. But they also print up data cards like this, so not only help identify what you're looking at, but some really good citizen science information that you can give them and help them track some of the numbers. Another great place to go is vernal pools. So this might take a little bit of time walking around the woods, looking for these depressions in the forest floor, and vernal pools are just seasonal pools. It fills up with some water in the springtime from the snow melt off and spring rains, and it stays a pool into early, late summer, just long enough for the frogs and salamanders, mostly wood frogs and the mole salamanders, to lay their eggs. And then the great thing about that is that most of these pools don't have fish in it because it's a seasonal pool, so they don't have those predators in there. But there's also crustaceans like fairy shrimp in there as well. So it's a really fascinating area. If you go to a vernal pool, a few things that you should have, definitely, I would suggest go in the daytime so you know what you're hiking into. Go with a few friends. Again, headlamp, and then some good rubber boots is always a good idea as well. For safety-wise for the amphibians, be very careful what you put on your hands because they absorb a lot through their skin, and any bug spray, hand sanitizer, anything, soaps, things like that on your skin, if you touch them, they'll absorb that and that can be toxic to them. So make sure your hands are moist when you pick them up. We'll just pretend that this is one of the frogs. And I know this is not a salamander, but we'll pretend it's a salamander. If you want to pick them up, if you have some kids or you're just interested, that's great. But you want to have a short duration. Don't pick them up or handle them for too long. And always make sure your hands are moist, free of any kind of sprays or cosmetics. And when you pick them up, you never want to hold them by the leg or the tail. That can be very damaging. So you want to hold them between the middle and have a hand underneath. So you're not squeezing, you're just kind of holding like this, right behind the forward arms, and just kind of give them that support. You never want to hold them up high, so kind of keep them low to the ground or low to the water surface, so if they accidentally fall. Yeah, it's a great time. The migration is happening now. Look for those 40-degree nights with some rain or fog, and you'll start seeing them at road crossings near streams or ponds, or go out for a hike and try to find some of those vernal pools. Another thing you can do is with the frogs, when you start hearing them, you'll have an idea of where those vernal pools are. But it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to get outside and have a good time out there.
Excellent. Thank you.